1013 Row FM. You are now rocking with the best, the number one station in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and I say that very proudly. You're here with a different day's host, Jah and
It's Neci. Good afternoon.
Jah and Cruiser and Girl Neci in the building. We hope y'all feeling good on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. It's cold up by me. How things looking down in the beautiful island of St. Croix?
Well, I know you see me rocking my tank top over here, so all is well and sunny over here. But I will say it's been super windy this weekend, like real windy this weekend. So we had a nice, good breeze going on, and I quite enjoying it. Hopefully everybody else is feel a little winterish for us, just a little. But I'm enjoying it. A little winterish, just a little winterish.
I went for a run, my little Sunday way of, getting meditation and getting out and, getting myself back in the spirit, getting myself ready for the week. And it said it is 51. So I went outside and it was 51 technically, but I didn't look at where it said. It feels like.
I wanted to feel like.
Feels like 22 degrees. And I felt every bit of that 22 degrees.
Woo.
Yeah.
So he wasn't properly dressed for 22 eat, I'm sure.
Not at all. Not at all. So
how long did the run last?
I did my 3 miles. I did the whole.
You committed. Okay, cool.
Yeah, because once you get your blood flowing and stuff like that, you're good. You're good to go. So I did do my whole 3 miles. I will admit that. But I was shaking in my boots for about 5 minutes when I was walking first. So yeah. But how was your weekend, ma'am?
My weekend went really well. No complaints on my end. I went to the third Sunday Rhythms at Sunset in Frederick. Said it's every third Sunday. There was, of course, there's live bands, there's vendors in the street, and so forth. So I went to that. It was really nice. The music was nice. I supported Flyers Restaurant in the West. It was really good. I enjoyed my meal. So I would say go support them. Hopefully you do have the same enjoyment like I did. And then Saturday was mostly errands. And last night was, big football weekend. So was watching the game last night. Of course, I knew the Chiefs was going to win. But the Lions and Commanders game catch me off guard. I was not prepared for that. I was not.
I did not get out because I am a homebody and I had to work yesterday and Sunday. I'm enjoying my Sunday is my relaxed day because I work 6 days a week. And no, I'm not just a podcast and radio host. That's not all I do. I work for a living, for real. Yeah. But tomorrow.
Oh, wait. And I also went to the comedy show last night. How dare I forget? I went to the Chatterbox season 2 show with Lil Duval last night. I did enjoy the show. The jokes was nice. It was at the Bethlehem across from the National Guard. So it was a bigger space compared to where they had it at Starlight. When I went for Michael Collier's show. The jokes was good. The show was short. Me, like I was home by 10 o'clock. Like I had to hang up my good outfit because me really wear it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't really wear it. You know what I mean? I had to put it back in the closet. Like I didn't really wear this outfit.
So that's one of them things where it was like not enough to you.
Yeah. It wasn't enough to me. For me, and to me, it was not enough. Usually your main performer gives you at least a good 30-minute set. I would think. The other comedians gave about a 10-15 minutes. So for me, I would expect that he would have done a longer set. But his jokes were still good. I still did enjoy it. I just wish it was longer.
Glad to hear you enjoyed the show at least. Sorry to hear that it wasn't as long as you expected. I've been hearing good things about that Chatterbox series. So I hope that I'm home at some point to get to experience it myself. So big up whoever is behind the Chatterbox VI. I mean, even the governor, Govy be sitting in them seats. So you never know who you're going to see when you go through, right? That's what's up. Now, let's get to some news. The VI local news. Let's start there. And I want to start on a good note. So we're going to start with something positive.
Okay.
pronounce this young lady's name correctly. So forgive me if I don't. But according to the VI consortium, Ellis St. Omer, Miss St. Croix Educational Complex 2023-2024 sponsors and secures dispensers to ensure free access to menstrual hygiene products for all students, addressing an essential need for dignity and equality. Big up to her. In a significant effort to promote menstrual equity and support student well-being, Miss St. Croix Educational Complex 2023-24, Nyla St. Omer has successfully led an initiative to install free menstrual pad dispensers at the St. Croix Educational Complex High School. So I want to clap it up for her. Big up to her for actually using her platform to do something that not only helps, promote what she stands for, but also helps the people at that school. So big them up. What do you think about that, Nisi?
I think that's amazing. I think it's important to see, and like you said, to see and to do something with your platform that can positively affect your community. Of course, for her community is her school, and I think that that's a great outlook. I do hope that that after she leaves the school, that the program is continually funded and ensure that the supplies are maintained for and some time to come. We all know how those things work sometimes. So I do hope that that happens. But congratulations to her. That's a great way of using your platform. And I like to see our young women and men doing positive things. So
Yeah, big up to her for sure, for sure, for sure. Women's health is important. So thank you. And they should have access to these things anyway. I didn't even know that there was like a what do you call it, a pink tax, like getting tax for period supplies is a thing. I did not know that, but apparently it is. So shout out to her, man. The more you know. And we had did a news report on the issue concerning Legionnaire's disease at Hotel on the Key. So an update on that. The cease and desist order has been lifted for Hotel on the Key following the Legionella remediation. Extensive plumbing replacements and negative test results allow operations to resume, except for one room under further remediation and testing. So I'm very glad to hear that they've gotten that issue resolved quickly, because I think it was just last week we reported on that. And so I hope that it doesn't affect the business too much. You know what I'm saying? Because those kind of things can be damaging. And I don't know how Hotel on the Key has already been doing. So I'm glad to hear that they're back open and they're ready. FEMA announces over $1 billion with a B in funding for critical infrastructure upgrades in the USVI, including $661 million for St. Croix's Richmond Power Plant, $205.9 million for St. Thomas's Randolph Harley Power Plant, and $161.5 million for BIT. What is BIT, you ask? Because I don't know. Let's see. The Bureau of Information Technology, which is BIT, will receive $161.5 million for the repair and replacement of communication towers on St. Croix, St. Thomas, and St. John. Meanwhile, the VI Water and Power Authority will receive the largest portion of the funding, with $661 million directed toward replacing turbines and generators at the Richmond Power Plant on St. Croix. An additional $205.9 million has been earmarked for the replacement of generators at the Randolph Harley Power Plant on St. Thomas. Governor Albert Bryan Jr., who previously announced FEMA's decision to fund these recovery projects last June, praised the obligation of funds as a significant milestone. While the process takes time, progress is evident, he said. The federal government has been an invaluable partner in our recovery and rebuilding efforts after Hurricanes Irma and Maria. Kristen Hodge, director for FEMA's USVI Recovery Office, echoed the governor's sentiment, emphasizing the importance of these investments. These investments underscore FEMA's commitment to helping Virgin Islanders continue their recovery from the 2017 hurricane, she said. These obligations signal a fresh start for VI WAPA's power distribution systems on St. Croix and the strengthening of BIT's communication infrastructure, said Adrian Williams Octaline, director of the Office of Disaster Recovery. She noted that these projects will place the territory in a better position to withstand future weather events and other potential threats once the work is completed. All right. So we'll be right back with more news and more trending topics right after this break. See you soon. Keep it locked right here on 101.3 Raw FM. So, Neci, what do you think about that?
About the money?
The monies.
I just doing my math to see how much are we gonna get teeth. About 30%? Reason.
About how much percent you say?
Like 30? That too high, too low?
That's too low. Here's the thing. And this might be controversial, right? But I think the problem with the thieves is that it seems in the government, right? Instead of taking a small portion, pocketing a little change and then getting the job done, or overestimating how much they need and taking the overage, them man to take like 90%, right? And the job still don't get done. And then wonder why y'all complaining? We ran out of money, bro. You check what I say, like, what's up with that?
One thing the federal government they do, they're gonna give you money, but they come into audit you when they're done. So federal jail ain't local government jail. So pick your poison. You know what I mean? And in the matters of the law, just so people know, anything over $100 is grand larceny.
Oof. Over 100?
100.
I did not know that. I did not know that. Oof. So for Aya who will go in Walmart self-checkout and like you forget to scan a couple things, you hear that? Anything over $100. But if they used to thief just a little bit, just skim, not self-thief, if they used to skim people and get the job done, people wouldn't
They
be
don't thief the little bit. That's why they thief the big money. Because they don't thief the little bit and get that's what thief they're doing now. They thief something simple and small, and then that's when they feel like that that's when they're at the peak of I gonna get catch. Because you're constantly thieving. So you looking over your shoulder, you're constantly worrying, you see somebody coming, you don't know if they're coming for me. And then maybe like 6 months, a year go by, you're like, wait, they never catch me on this thing. And then you don't go back. And so maybe it was a fluke. Maybe was I that good? And you have to question yourself and like, did I do it that well? Like maybe I could do it again. And you do it again. And then you upgrade. Because me understand, like how you look, that girl went from thieving in IRB to go thieving a whole fridge. Like, why?
But here's the thing. How do you thief a fridge though? How does that how you get past people with how that happen?
What I'm saying is she did wire fraud, like thieving people tax return, which was, paper trail to a physical fridge. Man.
For more thieving advice, be sure to follow Crucian Girl Neci on all platforms.
There's no thieving advice here.
Nah, she got a big job and make good money, man. She don't need to thief. But it's just the fact that the stuff still does not get done. Like, why?
Yes. Yeah, you can't be thieving and then don't do nothing.
Facts. I don't understand that part. So what else we got? We got some more news coming up, but we're gonna wait till we come back on.
Yeah, because I will be pointing fire and I need you like, listen, I need to tip another 10,000, 15. Like, why this project ain't progressing? Why are you doing over here? Why is material I buy the last 3 months is sitting here? I get this thing moving, the man. They can't process another requisition with I get this sitting down here. I've been on them projects. I mean, I'm not saying I'm sorry. This isn't an advocate for a job. I'm not looking.
Exactly.
I'm not.
Good. I tell her she got a big
good.
job. Yeah.
I'm good.
So let's see. It's divvied up. Bureau of Information Technology. 161.5 million communication towers. Now I'm concerned also about how they're gonna split that up via the islands. You get what I'm saying? Like
for the BIT?
Yeah, like which islands get in which, because you see it split up between all three. St. Croix, St. Thomas, and St. John. So how they split in that 161, you know what I'm saying? Because it seems that St. Croix to get the short end of the stick too often.
It has to already be accounted for the 161 because it has to go in conjunction with the upgrades you're doing to upgrade the technology. So
Mhm.
to me, that it has to. I mean, they didn't break out the BIT is a different bureau than WAPA, Synchronous Intact. Well, WAPA is WAPA, but
Yeah.
they just wanted to show how much is going to Synchronous Intact for WAPA. But BIT is one government agency in the Virgin Islands, so I'm sure they have that already broken out when they request the funds and so on and so forth. So hopefully we'll see that as the projects get closer and they start to work on it, we'll get a more detailed breakdown. But as for now, 161 times,
Divided by 3.
you know what? Let me stop. You know what? Let me stop.
You want to do that math. And then a whopping $661 million is going to WAPA
Mm-hmm.
to replace turbines and generators at Rich. That's just on St. Croix. My
Those turbine generator capacities, I know, are not cheap and they have a long lead time to get. So, I think Hugo had. I mean, I'm sorry, wrong person. Carl, there was the Dark Knight was on the other
God,
day, and he did a good break. He gave
like,
a no,
yeah,
he gave a good breakdown in terms of
yeah,
what they're dealing with, what they're managing with, and they're trying to run one of the units to don't burn out to reduce as much fuel that they need to purchase more fuel and stuff like that. So I can see that there's a big overhaul that's needed. It's been probably a problem since we was young. Okay,
right,
so I ain't trying to put all and Batman back, but it's his. He know what he's signed up for, and he understands, and he was
yeah,
trying to relay that, and I appreciated him being as authentic as he could be and giving us what information he could have provided. So
yeah. And shout out Mr. Knight. He did do a good job. Check.
he
He
did.
did a good job. He did a good job on that. That last interview on
Mm-hmm,
the Push in the Morning show. It was. I
mm-hmm.
think it went better. Well, we coming back. Let me just go there. Yo, 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 yo. You are back to a different day with Jah and
It's the co-host Nisi.
Crucian Girl Nisi in the building. So this is another brand spanking new broadcast of a different day. So thank you for joining us. If you're listening from your radio waves, we appreciate you. We love our listeners. And if you are wanting to tune in, but you're not in the Virgin Islands to where you could just tune in, you can also tune in on the TuneIn app, or you can go to what we affectionately call Row FM Plus, which is the 101.3 Row FM page. Just click on that red circle around the profile picture and you'll be right there in the chat. Make sure if you go on to the live that you share it also. You can also stream it live from the same difference page on Facebook and on YouTube. What we were talking about is the FEMA funds that is being released, over $1 billion in funding for critical infrastructure upgrades in the USVI. $661 million of which is going to St. Croix's Richmond Power Plant, which we know we need the help. Lord knows they need the help. We need the help and shout out Carl Knight with a K, who I affectionately call the Dark Knight. He did a great interview on the show with my our co-worker, DJ
I was,
Yasai, on the Push T in the Morning show. I know you'll go and correct me, but I catch myself. He did a great interview. The first time he came, I was surprised that man come back because after they tear into he in that chat, I wasn't coming back. But
we know you.
yeah. You ain't gonna get two chances to cuss me out. But he did well. He did well. I think it was because he was in a less defensive stance. He has longer time in the job, and you know what I'm saying. So I'm sure his confidence was high. You did a great job, sir. You really broke things down really well, and you didn't have to fight off your back foot. So shout out to Mr. Carl Knight, aka the Dark Knight. And what else we got going on? Coming up, we love it. We love it. We got an AgriFest 2025. The theme is agriculture from soil to soul, nurturing VI agriculture.
Ooh.
This is the 53rd annual Agriculture and Food Fair of the U.S. Virgin Islands. Get your Ag Fair outfit ready. You need to have it
Period.
for 3 days and get your ag fair pocket money ready also. All right. If you need to order from Shein or wherever, do it now. This is from February 15th. From February 15th to the 17th. I better hurry up and get on Shein outfits before they cancel them then like they did TikTok. But you know TikTok, right? So that's the big news going on right now stateside. The TikTok ban. There was literally people on IG Live throwing a TikTok funeral, right? That you could tune into and live stream. So this thing is serious. We are also glad to announce that the TikTok ban has already been lifted for some people in the United States and beyond. TikTok released a statement. Let me pull that up for you. Statement from TikTok is saying, in agreement with our service providers, TikTok is in the process of restoring service. We thank President Trump for providing the necessary clarity and assurance to our service providers that they will face no penalties providing TikTok to our over 170 million Americans and allowing over 7 million small businesses to thrive. It's a strong stand for the First Amendment and against arbitrary censorship. We will work with President Trump on a long-term solution that keeps TikTok in the United States. Yay. Praising the man that got you banned in the first place. That is crazy.
Ain't that something?
That is bananas.
Listen, ain't that something?
Ain't nothing better than creating a problem than fixing it.
The hypocrisy of what's to come is crazy.
Bananas.
You trying to tell me as of yesterday, you upheld your ban yesterday when President Biden came in the Supreme Court, you upheld it, but today is President Trump that make it happen? Man, these people, how do you think you get banned in the first place? Yeah, this is why reading is fundamental and y'all don't read.
Yo, it's not really that the reading thing, you know what I'm saying? I think this on this particular situation is a memory thing. It's a short-term memory thing. We forget.
It's a basic reading thing because they were talking about it on the news and they said that is not true. And then, of course, somebody had to pull the receipts for them to then be like, oh, well, at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, we, as much as Google has made everything at the tip of our fingertips, we sure you don't use that search engine for nothing. But nothing that matters.
We use TikTok for it. We use TikTok as a search engine now.
And this just to me ties into the banning of book. You ever see the movie was it Firehouse? Is it Firehouse? With Michael B. Jordan, where reading books was a crime. At least they burn all the books and you could.
Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit.
It's Fahrenheit. It was. I know it's Fahrenheit. It was something.
It's based on a book. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we about to be there.
What was the other thing by Orwell? There's an Orwell book also. I think it's 1983 or something like that. We're also living that or coming into it. But yeah, people don't read. When you tell a black person to read. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why stuff like TikTok is so popular. The only time you gotta really read is if you read in the captions. Other than that, you got video. They give you the information. All right, cool. I just absorbed that. Even me, I don't have time to read no more. I do love to read, but because I'm always on the go, it's an audiobook. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're losing that fine art. You remember you showed me that video about what they're looking for people to translate cursive. For volunteers at that to translate cursive.
You see the time what we living in? You see, like to cursive, you know, cursive handwriting, you know.
Yeah. And then they don't even want to pay you for it. Volunteer. That's work, man. Viewer comment says they don't even read when you say please read. Listen,
Correct.
if you on social media, forget about them long posts. Cause yo, Swanks, shout out Swanks, because you don't be making these short stories, bro, knowing nobody gonna read that. But shout out to you. What you gonna say, Nisi?
I know, I'm just saying, no, correct. Even when it says, I'm selling this phone, it's an iPhone 14,
Yeah.
jailbroken for $599. How much is the phone? Did you not read the whole sentence? It has the price, the color, the gigabits, everything in there. What?
No. They don't even get me started on Facebook Marketplace, because you could put every piece of information they need. They're gonna still hit you up. Can I get the dimensions? You mean the dimensions I posted in the post? You know what I'm saying?
And they revised Marketplace for Facebook for Dummies, not in a, you know what I mean? Not in a, like, it's so easy because it's set up for you to put everything in there so you don't forget anything. Because sometimes you might overlook something. That happens. But no, it's set up perfectly. And then you still, how much it's, and then somebody will DM you. And then
Yes. Is this still available? Like Tanisha Doward says, you gonna get questions. What kind of phone is it?
because it all said a phone in the description.
Yeah. Or in the picture, you can't see what it is. If you're in the chat, can you do us a favor? Please go ahead and share the live. Share the live, please. We love you. Appreciate it.
Wifey afternoon.
I was wondering how long before you acknowledge her. Big up Tanisha.
You know, I didn't read. I didn't do exactly what we're talking about. I didn't read. I heard you read the comment, but I didn't read the comment.
You posted it 1 minute ago and they asked if it's still available.
Man, don't rub me the wrong way to that time, son, because
this week, you know, you don't want to talk about it, but I thought it was funny. So this week, carnival costume prices came out for St. Thomas.
Oh.
And it was about $1,000, right?
That's what it's about.
So thankfully, I am marked safe from buying carnival costumes, because Lord Jesus, I had to be paying a heap of money for a piece of 2 strings and some feathers, son. Woof. Bless your hearts. So you going St. Thomas Carnival? Or?
No, I got other plans.
Yep, great references to 1984. That's what it was, by George Orwell, and Fahrenheit 451.
Fahrenheit 451, yes.
Which also has a movie of the same name with Michael B. Jordan. Yes, correct.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, because you know, on the spot you can't really think of things, so we appreciate it.
Yeah, I know it was. I know it was about fire, and I was like fire, and I was like, that ain't fire, but I know Michael B. Jordan is in it. So yeah.
Shout out those books if you get a chance. Either get the audiobooks of 1984 or Fahrenheit 451. You will literally see the connection about where we are right now. Because look at Florida, where they're banning books and stuff like that there. And 1984 is talking about, you know, banning certain thoughts and always being monitored and all that stuff. We're headed there, literally. Tanisha Dowd asked, where you going, wifey? She want to know. On air, live. Where you going?
Babe, I'm going to text you. I'm going to text you.
You know, she can't say how whereabouts like that. They're live for everybody to hear. Come on, no? So,
yeah,
$1,000 carnival costumes. I got a question. Is that the regular price? Is that reasonable?
Usually, to me, that's usually the big elaborate ones that you see with like the big huge feathers and the so on and so forth are usually pricey. I don't make costumes. I do order supplies. So I know the cost to ship things, but I don't make costumes, and I don't order things. So, I mean, there's a lot that goes into making costumes. I'm not here to undermine anybody. I've done carnivals in other places, and whatever they price me is what I had to pay. So main complaint, people can clearly pay for the costumes. Let them, because if nobody pay for the costumes, we have no parade.
True. How much
So
does it usually run for like the men?
I would just say maybe a couple $100. I don't know if it's maybe like two for just the pants and whatever. I don't know. I'm just speaking out of context. So please, nobody quote me and say, Nisi say, I could get $200 men's costume. She did not say that. That's not what she's talking about. But I mean, from the time I've been in parades, I spent a couple $100 for my costume. I could only imagine it's gonna go up from there. It's not gonna get cheaper.
Yeah.
So, and we're doing parade next year.
We're doing what? What now?
We're doing the parade next year.
Yeah. I got to come home. No fronting.
No, I
Fronting.
didn't say we're going. I said we in the parade next year.
I beg your pardon? Who? You know me to spend hundreds of dollars on some swing trunks and feathers?
Ja, we in the parade next year. What you saying?
Ooh. You turned me into all that. Ooh.
You know, next year is gonna be our 25th. We got to be in the parade next year.
Ladies, I gonna need a sponsor.
I'm gonna do a poll. How much y'all want to join the parade next year? We're gonna do a poll tomorrow. Y'all comment on the poll. How much y'all want to see Ja go down the parade route? We'll make it happen.
This would be my very first time ever.
First and only, because I could only get to do it once.
Yeah. So I need a sponsor, ladies. If you'd be so kind as to buy my swim trunks and feathers.
You can't want to be posting flag safe and buying costume every month and then ask for some sponsor to the Ja. You out of control.
So they could ask for $1,000 costumes. I can't ask for nothing. I need some good sneakers with arch supports for my knees, ladies. If y'all listen, help me out. I'm over 40. You know what I'm saying? Like, help your boy out.
Somebody gonna take your video and put a face over it. That one with you with that costume thing you like to post. I'm gonna put a picture over it and tag you. And I gonna be under that in that caption like nothing. I'll be like,
oh what?
Are you out of control on this Sunday afternoon? Out of control.
Nisha said, mine too. I only doing it once.
There we go. We gotta make this a thing, man. Next year, I think I want to do it.
Nah, not St. Thomas one. We talking St. Croix.
Talking St. Croix 2025, 2026.
Yeah. I shouldn't even post this. I need a sponsor. You got me? Who? Who?
You can't want ask for sponsor and no one sponsor nobody. You see how left to come at you real quick?
All right. I gotta see. I gotta check in and a savings. Let me just I gotta check.
That's much better.
I gonna DM you too. I gonna hit you up offline too. Yeah, St. Croix. Yeah, I will be there. I did miss the last one. So I gonna be there this year. I have to. What else we got going on? What did I miss? Did I miss a lot for real?
I don't know. Did you?
Well, I gonna be there. But as for let's step back to the TikTok thing. So right. So now TikTok was banned for less than 24 hours. And they were saying it was because of security issues, national security issues, which I thought was weird. For one, Joe Biden had a TikTok before they took it down. Even after he started talking about the ban, he created a TikTok, right? So I thought that was weird. So it doesn't really make sense.
And so did the vice president.
Correct. Which is crazy.
So you're going to tell me the National Security Administration didn't vet TikTok before they open accounts for, and they're not the first president or vice president to be on TikTok either. So you're trying to say like they just missed this completely for 3 presidents because Obama was on it, Trump was on it, Biden is on it. So we just missed the national security measures and for all of them. Okay, now I see where we are.
Exactly. Hypocrisy. Yeah, for 2 seconds they got banned. Yeah, there's dudes,
I really thought it was gonna last until tomorrow. The ban, I had a bet going. It was gonna be done. It's gonna be fixed by tomorrow. But they came back really quick. Really quick.
It wasn't in 24 hours.
It was not.
We got this video. If they're concerned about national security, it's hilarious how people have dealt with it. And watch this or listen to this.
Amid fear a TikTok ban could take effect later this week, some Americans flocking to Chinese apps like RedNote.
I'm a TikTok refugee.
And Lemon 8. Both apps have similarities to TikTok, and Lemon 8 shares a parent company, ByteDance.
Red Note is owned and operated by the Chinese Communist Party, and users must agree to adhere to the Chinese Constitution, practice socialist values, and promote the traditional culture of China.
Is a TikTok refugee is crazy. Using the word refugee to talk about a social media app is wild. Yo, what you gotta say about that, DC? Like a refugee though, like you left a struggling country or you were avoiding war, so you came to this app. And I'm not about to download no app, and I got to pledge allegiance to a communist party. That's crazy.
And practice
Socialism. You gotta love socialism. You gotta come on.
So this just goes to show how unimportant the whole concept of this TikTok ban is. You cannot tell me that this, of all the national security measures that affect the United States of America and its territories, that the TikTok ban is number one. We can't get health care. We can't get social security fixed, homelessness resolved. We can't get education to increase from. We keep dropping in education globally across the world. We can't even determine who we are as a society. But TikTok is the number one national security issue, man.
It's crucial. All right, keep it locked right here on 101.3 Raw FM. We got the one and only Pryor. He coming up next on the lineup. You know what to do. Do not change that station. We're going to let Pryor talk to I in a little bit. But come right back after this break. We got more A Different Day with Jah and Neci. Yeah, man. That's wild.
Did you see that Pryor did his music video in the school on top of the lumber?
Yes, on top of the lumber. A legend, dog. Pryor is a legend, dog.
I'm like, who let he in the people in school up on this Woodstock?
That's why I'm wondering too. I wonder how he got approval for this year to walk on the people that would. Yo, legend.
I love it. I love it. I was like, but how he get yeah?
But
I love that.
Is dope. The song is dope. Big up Pryor, man. Y'all need to listen. We need to support our own. I don't see it get why. Was it 1,000 shares or was it 100,000 shares? He's up there, and the song is necessary. The song is so relevant right now. We need more of that. Like songs like Phoenix, songs like the Firebomb from Pryor. We need more of that. Done with it. Let me not say that because I had a right to walk listening to trap music. Let's do more. Let's do more of this type of music. How about that? Let's bring that more to the mainstream and support these artists. Yo, good afternoon, Miss Jerica Jarvis. How you doing?
Afternoon. And you know what's funny? As you just said that, like about hood music, I have a question. Do I look like that? Well, you know me, so I can't even really ask you. But do I look like the type to listen to trap music?
Let me ask the chat. Does Neci like to type to listen to trap music?
You can't even type right.
It's coming. Hold up. It's coming. All right, in the chat, can you answer Miss Neci's question? Does she look like the type to listen to trap music? I already ride in the car. I don't borrow the car, so I know what she to be listening to. So tell me, does Neci look like the type? Like do I look like the type that listen to trap music? I don't know what I look
Absolutely.
like. Yeah, I do.
Absolutely.
I be selling drugs on my way to work, on the way to my 9 to 5. Nobody can tell me no different.
Hey,
So,
keep it on the low. We got things to do.
it's all on the low, you know. It's all on the low. Just
No,
like
because
Neci Nici's tips on how to thief government funds. Not too long.
I don't, but it's not even my tips. It's the government tips when every time they launch one of these, somebody got arrested for thieving funds and what happened. Like it happens so often that clearly you know how to. You could just do it because everybody doing it. Clearly,
Facts.
it's not complicated. It don't seem so.
They said no. You don't look like the type to listen to trap music.
I love that. I love that for me.
Why do you ask?
Because I was in my car and the window was down, and when you start the car, the music comes on, so the music playing, and so these people, I know who they are, but they turn around like for like a minute, and I'm not paying attention because I'm like putting my bag down, I'm like putting my seatbelt on and whatever, and I'm like, what happened? They're like, that coming from your car? I was like, yeah. They're like, you listen to that kind of music? And I was like, I from the bricks. Back up from me.
The real trap. Uh-huh.
I from Red Brick. Don't play with me. I think I listen to Soul Connection every day. All day.
This one, I don't know what trap music listeners look like. Why you like this? You just try and be smart and sit on slick. Like, be for real. You know what?
Jerica don't. She don't know me. So she's being politically neutral.
Being facetious. That's the word.
She's not.
I this close to joining the fraud.
Jerica, it seemed real easy, man. Jerica,
it ain't easy, cause look how many people can catch.
And for me, but it looked real easy.
Yo. What?
No, and so. Hey, Adriana. So, I mean, when I tell you they turn around, she R&B. I mean, I am R&B. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, I was listening to some like real. So the good thing is, I was listening to a whole soundtrack. So I skipped like 5 songs straight, and they literally came to the car to watch, and I'm actually changing this thing and the songs in the car. I'm like, don't do me. I need my hype. It's my hype music. Yeah.
So to whoever just joined the chat, does Neci, she has a question. Does Neci look like the type to listen to trap music? What's your favorite trap music song?
Wifey. I just know a few songs.
You see how you can love somebody but they don't really know you?
Yeah, this 2025 and we ain't doing that.
How well do you know your wifey? You see, you get too much woman. That's your problem. You're here with too many of them, so you can't keep track. You don't know them all.
But she normally leaving shit out, so we good.
Yeah, that's all you care about. That's the problem of being a player out here, Miss Tanisha. So yeah, that's the question we want to know. She said, "I listen to trap with Neci."
Hey. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not my everyday genre, but I listen to it. But I listen to all genres. Like, you could come to my car and you're gonna hear Spanish music. Mm-hmm. You will hear country music. You will hear instrumental. You will hear opera music. You will hear it all. That's what happened. Like, I just go through like a plethora of genres and feed myself musically. That's just me. But
they say you shouldn't judge by the cover.
My book don't have on a cover. The pages in the just float around.
And we're back. Thanks for tuning in to another broadcast live episode of A Different Day with Jah and
Cruisian Girl Neci is here. What's up?
Before the break, we were talking about the local and stateside news, which the biggest news right now is the TikTok ban. We played a video regarding the TikTok ban. So if you're just joining, we're going to play that again for you. Really listen to this because the claim is crazy. But listen to this because the government claims that they shut down TikTok, which it wasn't even for 24 hours. They claim that they shut it down for national security issues or reasons, right? Yet here it is. It hasn't been 24 hours and it's back up already. So I guess the nation is now secure. But what? Go ahead. Go ahead, Nisi. You look like you want to say something. Go ahead.
No, that's what I mean. Like,
We secure as a nation already. So the thing about it is, what happened after the ban or leading up to it is that people transition from TikTok to even riskier practices. So thank you, America. So check this out.
Amid fear a TikTok ban could take effect later this week, some Americans flocking to Chinese apps like RedNote.
I'm a TikTok refugee.
And Lemon8. Both apps have similarities to TikTok, and Lemon8 shares a parent company, ByteDance.
RedNote is owned and operated by the Chinese Communist Party, and users must agree to adhere to the Chinese Constitution, practice socialist values, and promote the traditional culture of China.
America, you have to pledge allegiance to their constitution. Like, what is that? Yo, that's crazy. And being known as a TikTok refugee when we know what's going on in Palestine right now? Like, that's who you resonate with? Go ahead, Nisi. Go ahead. So
this is just a great example of how we have allegiance to nothing.
Talk to him. Say that one more time. Say that one more time.
This is a perfect example of how the United States of America has an allegiance to nothing. Because you are willing to ban this app for national security reasons. Not even 24 hours after it's banned, reinstate it for us to use with no updated measure to the app, which then tells us there was no real national security issue in the first place. But then to flee to another Chinese app that you have to pledge an allegiance to and follow their
You look like you want to sign out after that, Devin. And this is where we are.
When are we gonna be for real? Ever? Never?
BFFR.
No.
That's where we are, people.
And I'm looking at it right now, and just to open the RedNote app, like, to just look at not downloaded it, but just to see what. And it's not like you could oversee or you missed that pledge that was said. It's right in the front on the RedNote.
You ain't download nothing yet?
No, I just open it in Google. It's right in there.
Dang.
When you go in the Play Store, it's not somewhere deep that in the terms and conditions where you can't read on page 552. It's not there. And then what also is weird is yesterday, and I forget the speaker's name, who said that they will take the same measures with RedNote as they did with TikTok, if it as well. So you fled to this. So what you're trying to tell me is that I want to tech people from Mexico can't come in the United States again, but I want refugee to some but Chinese next app in China? Are you flocking to a different app? I don't see the irony. None of it. Like, you want to flock to other people's country to use a thing, but nobody can. Shouldn't come over here.
Ooh, she's spitting, man. Because America claimed they don't like immigrants. We know which type. Because me here, nobody tell Elon Musk go back to Africa yet. So we know what kind of immigrants he's talking about.
He welcome. He could go over there.
This man is the president in chief. So me know what I'm talking about.
I know. JD Vance gonna be holding his Bible when he gets sworn in tomorrow. That's all I know.
Who? When was the last
JD
time
Vance.
you talked about JD Vance?
JD Vance gonna be holding Elon Musk's Bible when he gets sworn in tomorrow.
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't swear in JD and they swear in Elon instead.
That will definitely make the presidency voided. You can't do it. They can't do it.
Listen, it should have. I don't want to get too political, but it should have been voided when Elon Musk offered $1 million giveaway. If you, okay. Anyway, let's take it to the lighter side. let's get a little lighter, right? Nisi had a question during the break, so I gonna ask separately. But does Nisi look like the type to listen to trap music? And I know there are listeners out there that cannot see how she looks. I hope and pray that you would know what Nisi looks like by now. If not, follow Crucian Girl Nisi on Facebook and Melanin Nisi on Instagram so you can see how she looks. Her beautiful face. You could go ahead and follow that all day. So, does Nisi look like the type to listen to trap music? In the comments on Raw FM Plus, Tanisha Doward says, nah. Jerica who swears she would. I don't know what trap music listeners look like. LOL. For some reason, I take a straight. Yeah, I do look like I look like I listen to trap music. Nisi, nah, she R&B and so. Nisi probably just know a few songs, but not heavy listening. Adrena says, I'd listen to trap with Nisi. Let's see. I'm not politically correct. I truly don't judge people like that. I listen to almost all genres. I love it. And Nisi look like the type to catch the vibe if you toss it. Same here. You'll hear a little bit of everything because Nisi says she listens to a little bit of everything. The most I've branched out to was probably La Ventura. I love Obsession because I grew up in RDS, which was mixed black and Puerto Rican. So, you know, and El Benao, if you know, you know. So Gina says, not even a little 5-0 foreign. Do you know who that is, Nisi?
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, we know who that is. I don't listen to trap at all, Tanisha says. Tanisha listens to straight reggae music. Straight.
Okay.
What is that, the song or a person? 5-0 foreign is a drill rapper from New York. That's who it is. She says she have no idea who that is.
So I know of the person. I don't like somebody's. So let me, because somebody's young ones that don't sing nothing but 2 songs and then they hand in the ear and they bounce their head. I don't hear them songs. I can't.
Okay.
So I want to be clear. Don't see me on the street and be like, Nisi, you know, I don't know. I don't know Lil No Busy or Lil No Trap. I don't know them people. I don't know Mr. 6 AKs and I don't know them people. I don't know.
Please, dear, for the love of God, please stop her in the street and ask her, do you know this person? Please do that there, because that would be hilarious. Ask her a trap person in the street, please. What you were saying?
No, but I could tell you songs. I can't always tell you who sings the songs. I'll give people that much. Because sometimes if I hear a song, I just add it to like my playlist. I'd be like, oh, I like this, and I go add to playlist. I'm not like, I have to hear like maybe a couple songs and then deep dive and be like, oh, I like this person as an artist, and I will know the artist and like their whole their collection and stuff like that. But for some people, I just know like there's certain songs and I add them to my list and they're in my rotation. Can I tell you everybody's name? Absolutely not. But I know people. I do.
That's
Like I listened to Bad Bunny new album twice already since it dropped. I don't know Spanish. I can't talk Spanish. I could understand Spanish, but I can't talk it for you. But I heard the whole album twice already.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like
on the #1 station in the U.S. Virgin Islands, 101.3 Raw FM. We'll be right back after these messages. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that's just like that's the kind of like me. Like if I hear something that looks good or sounds good, I'd be like, oh, and okay, he have 3 good songs. Let me hear the rest of the album. I really like his whole album is fire.
From what I understand, to me, Bad Bunny is like a international artist. Like he got so big, he does. You know what I'm saying? Or am I wrong?
He is one of the biggest artists in the world.
Yeah.
He has he's doing his residency for his new album in Puerto Rico. This is what I love. He's very meticulous about certain things. So his entire tour is in Puerto Rico. So you have to come to Puerto Rico to see the tour for this album. It was sold out in under 4 hours. The 30 shows. His 30 shows for his tour in Puerto Rico are sold out in less than 4 hours.
Yeah,
Not one show, 30 shows.
that's what's up.
So people are begging him to open more shows. And what he also did is what he also did too was he didn't allow I forget what you call those people. I don't want to call them scammers, but like people who buy like a bunch of tickets in bulk and then resell them.
Scalpers,
What is it called?
ticket scalpers.
Scalpers, thank you. Like you couldn't buy tickets like that. So these are genuine sales tickets of real people.
That's what's
30
up.
shows sell out in less than 4 hours.
No, no,
That's
that's awesome.
crazy.
Shout out to him. Hopefully RVI artists can get there like Cruziano, because Cruziano is both English and Spanish, and he's dope. People like that, I would love to see up in them type of spots as well. I try and look up Bad Bunny net worth because he got 50 million. That seems low. That seems low.
Yeah.
But that's high though. That's high, boy. Seem low.
Yeah, but because it's low because he doesn't do anything else but the music. And most of those other artists who are hired, they do other things. They have clothes and they have this and they have. He's not doing any of those things.
But wait, Adrena just listed a whole heap of rappers.
I'm about to
I
figure out that.
Yo,
That's
5
insane.
years of the night after this, just for you, Nisi. I can't name trap rappers, but I can't miss 5 Witty, Big Drip, 1on3, Worldwide. I don't know if that's an album or a person. That's my guy. I know, so I know like King
Just
Von.
his album.
I know like King Von, you know what I mean? Dirk. I
Mhm.
know 5 for sure because I love that song Wetty. He's cool, but I don't know who she just named. I know Big X the plug. I love Biggest Lot, man. Come on. These are songs I'm guessing. They are not. Wait, are they Witty? Big
What?
Drip? One on
That's his
three.
songs.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I like trap mixes to pop songs. The what? I like trap mixes to pop songs. Does that count? Because I got fun. I got Fire, Cyndi Lauper, and Taylor Swift mixes. Are we talking about girls just want to have fun? Manic
If you know,
Monday?
you gotta send. I need. You need to send me your playlist. I need to hear your playlist. So yeah, cycle back on that.
Post it on the Same Difference page, please. Post up.
No, don't. No, just send it. DM me and go.
She says Cyndi Lauper got a trap mix.
Well, you know, people have been taking a lot of the old music and then recreating them into like rap and different things. And I do like the mixed concepts like that. Look, Kendrick just did that with the Luther Vandross song, like the This World Is Mine. Like,
I gotta be honest, I don't like it. I don't like it.
you don't like what?
I don't like that Kendrick song. I don't like certain songs like when what about Moneybag Yo remixed a classic DMX track, and it get this girl who remixed what Twister song, Weather or something. Man, I don't like what they're doing.
Pause. Go back. You don't like the Kendrick remix?
No, no. With the Luther Vandross and who is that? SZA on there? Who's that?
What do you mean you don't like it?
I don't know how to say I don't like it another way. How do you do that?
Yeah, because you're not speaking clearly to me.
So I must like that, didn't it?
I didn't say you must. I'm trying to understand why you don't.
Let me get back to these comments. Gina says, people are spazzing out for real. I thought this was cause an increase in the employment rate. Once again, I'm just a viewer tracking the data, LMAO. Which an increase in the employment rate. Can you kind of clarify the context on that for us, please?
Yeah.
You have to acknowledge their constitution in order to get access to Red Note. I don't think people actually realize that. Just like in the video
but it says it. It's not like a hidden font thing. It says it. But people so want, I know, and is that and I don't know if it's the urge or the need and the desire to be validated by the public so much. And I know TikTok is a great revenue stream for a lot of people. So I don't want to undermine people make their living off of these social platforms. And rightfully so. Because TikTok, it just takes one good viral video for you to make it. There's no real structure around you making it for whatever reason. You could just make it for any reason. But at some point, like, they're selling your soul though.
Yeah.
Like, how we get here? Red Note in Mandarin, and it's Mandarin.
That's the thing. People are really suggesting, like, just learn Mandarin. What? I watch anime and I still ain't tried to learn Mandarin. Why would I do it to get on an app?
No, I like the jokes that people have been making about like learning Mandarin with the Mandarin song. There's a song that the guy is sing and people have been using. I like the jokes, but you're really downloading the app and like signing in with your personal information on a phone that have your banking and your checking and your savings.
Good point.
And a phone that have your checking and your savings.
And the cookies to where you went and buy your carnival costume. That's wild.
I'm good.
Gina said, just read out the comment, no man. I could have swear that's what I did. I could have swear I read out. People are spazzing out for real. I thought this would cause an increase in employment rate. Once again, I'm just a viewer tracking the data. LMAO. Somebody help me.
Are you talking about the TikTok thing or on Red Note? I think we missed what she's tying it to from what we said. I think that's where you're.
Thank you. I asked for the context.
Yeah.
Employment rate reference to the ticker talker. I thought it would be finding other.
Can you sign up for unemployment from TikTok? Because I need to know.
Hey, you know what's funny? I know personally one person that went viral on TikTok, and they do have a TikTok shop, and they're making a killing.
No. Yeah, TikTok shop I get. No, TikTok shop and stuff I get. I mean, like, the other folks are acting like the world just exploded on itself, and we no longer have means to communicate with technology. It's how people are acting.
Hey, if you're on the live right now, can you please go ahead and share the live? Go ahead and tag a friend, invite somebody to join the conversation so they could see us and they could find out about a different day. We want those numbers to be up. We love everybody that's in the chat. We appreciate your engagement. We would just like for more people to see and know about a different day so they can join also. Because we love the chat. We love the followers, love the listeners. We just want to expand the reach. All right, so if you could help us out, that'd be great. Yeah,
we shouldn't touch someone.
The TikTok refugee thing got me though. We ain't gonna lie to you. Like calling yourself a refugee from a social media. You didn't leave your house or nothing. That's crazy.
You know, I don't mean it. But sometimes I'd wish, like, when you say something, certain things, you could just be like, and the person experience it, so you understand what you're saying. Because I would never use that word. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you understand how you're describing yourself.
Yeah.
But I don't mean it. I don't want it to really happen. I'm just saying.
You don't want that to happen to you neither. You speaking figuratively on somebody, poop you. Yeah,
very loosely, figurative and loosely, very loosely. Because why? A refugee? Like, you had to cross an ocean in a boat that had holes and there were 50 of you in the boat only made for 8? Like, this is what we're talking about? But just not even the bag on your back, just like the life vest that they give you, and hopefully you make it through the tides?
With $7. $7, that's not even from that country. That's how wild.
If you even have 7, because you gotta pay the boat man when you get here. And then when you should stand, you still have to run into the shore to make sure you are on ground to get to Salem and stuff like that.
Facts. Yeah, that's basically what we're saying, Jerica, that it is an insult to actual refugee. And it's not just that young lady in the video, like that was the term. Like that was the term they were using, calling
A
all
lot
of
of
the big.
people, it was trending. It was a trending term.
That's crazy to me. Ay, ay, ay. So I don't know if to go to the topic because we have more stuff that we want to talk about. Should I go ahead and just start before we go live? What do you think, Nisi?
Tell me wait till I could get a run. It's off first, and then we could do the radio piece after. No?
All right.
I
So
see me get me even know what topic we're talking about today. He doesn't get me on the fly. But that's why he
somebody
like my raw reactions for the we see.
because it's a lot more funny. Listen, if you know Nisi, you know the funniest thing that she does is make facial expressions because her facial expressions say way more than her mouth ever could, and it's hilarious.
Somebody said I'm a walking emoji.
Facts. And then you know what else is funny? The Cruisan voice, the Cruisan girl voice that you do, like when you mock, like when you mocking. Oh man, it's hilarious. But what we're talking about next is straight into the inauguration. Snoop Dogg, Nelly, and Rod Wave are in trouble. They're receiving backlash because they're performing or have performed for Trump's inauguration party. So that's the next topic. You want to jump into it?
We can.
Didn't people use TikTok to make money? They still are. I didn't engage too much for monetization. I was brand new to the app, but I just stayed in the lobby with my 6 posts and a little shop. I had no issues leaving the application. There are many people making like a lot of money off of it because the TikTok shop is one, and then you get paid for your content creation, and then you can be an affiliate and people pay you once you get a certain amount of followers to advertise for them.
Yeah.
Like Ashley Bermudez, she from home. She's a big influencer on there, and I know she getting money because most of her videos is advertising. I like the screenshots of the comments on TikTok after the Americans got banned. It's like when the teacher removes the loud kid out of the class. Oh man. So let's talk about this then. Let's go into it. So yeah, Snoop Dogg is experiencing backlash because he performed at the Trump inaugural ball. However, video is now resurfacing of him calling people jigaboos and Uncle Toms and such if you perform for Trump, like basically you performing for Massa. This was back in 2017. Snoop Dogg's evolving stance has sparked conversation. Back then, he famously criticized anyone performing at Trump's inauguration using terms like jigaboo and Uncle Tom. Now, he himself performs at a Trump inaugural ball, quite the interesting shift in perspective. Calling it a shift in perspective is interesting in itself because we all know Trump hasn't changed. So which perspective changed?
None. Because right after he performed, they went right back and talked badly about him. The same people you performed for. So whatever you have a right to decide if you want to perform for whoever it is. Like, do I think that everybody should, because I don't like Trump, that everybody should just automatically don't like him and don't do anything for him? That's not realistic, right? That's not how the world is. Everybody don't see the same thing or have the same viewpoint of things. So clearly he won again. Despite all the things against him, he still won. So clearly people see what they want to see or what matters to them or not. So that's just the reality of it. But to me, I don't have, like, he already getting his backlash from the same people he performed for, and I got feel. I got. We didn't have to even say anything. I'm doing what my 92% self says to do. Is I did my part. I just watching the show.
You see, that's we're gonna get into that 92% thing because if you're under an American flag, you're 100% being hit with some lashes too, you know. So I get why you're saying, like, I was sitting back and watching the FAFO. However, like, we're all in it though. If
Hear,
Tina said,
hear me out.
go ahead, go ahead.
Hear me out. Yes, we're all in it. Jack,
Mhm.
I know, we know what it's like to FAF4, right? Whether it's for our freedom, vocalizing ourselves. We were the one and our ancestors and so forth that has been fighting for our rights since we were taken from our whole land. We know what it's like to suffer and be of suffering. We know what it's like to be detained and to be held back. We know what it's like to be in fear and to be frightful. We know what it's like when someone has the upper hand over us and continually has that hand over us. We know what suffering feels like. So
Mm.
I'm okay right now doing it like this. Because if you come with a lasher with me, I already know what it feel like. But them other people over there that ain't never get a lash a day in their life, now you gonna get lash with me too. And guess what? Me helping you attend to your wounds. You had to. I gonna be pouring salt on you. Mama, welcome to the show. I just signed up.
I get where you're coming from, because people who have never suffered, when they actually experience sufferation, is like they really depressed now. So what was I balling about? You know what I'm saying? But like
And
people that have been in the bottom, they ain't scared to feel the ground. You get what I'm saying? But
hence, hence, the 92% of women, black women specifically, who voted and
hold it,
said, we're
hold it,
just we're just
hold it.
watching.
You welcome back to another live broadcast on 1013 Raw FM, the number one U.S. Virgin Island radio station of A Different Day with Jah and.
It's Cruising Gal Nisi.
We're here with another live episode, and thank you for tuning in. Unfortunately, for you who may not be listening to us through the live stream, we love you still. However, there are some behind the scenes and some stuff that happens during the breaks that you may not be privy to. So, during the break, we were talking about Snoop, Rod Wave, and Nelly's backlash that they're receiving for either having performed at Trump's party or they're going to perform at the inauguration. Neci said some things. She dropped some bars. I'm sorry y'all missed it. Hopefully she could rewind and say it again and hit the same. But we were also talking about the 92%. Can you explain to our listening audience what the 92% is? Because I was saying that even though the 92% have decided that they're going to sit back and let the rest of the world basically FAFO, we still 100% feeling the lashes. So can you explain what it is and why you feel that the 92% is in a position to where that they are right now?
So my synopsis of what was said would be that the 92% is in reference to 92% of Black women in America voted for Kamala Harris. So the stance has been that we did Black women, they did their part in voting in the next president and they were unsuccessful. So they're now taking a stand back to allow America to experience what they voted for with their incoming president. And so my take on that was, we as Black women know what it's like to have to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders for generations without the help or support of others. Sometimes we do get help, sometimes we do get support, but we know what it feels like. And so does our grandparents and our parents and our great grandparents and down our ancestral line. They understand what that weight feels like. Some people have been too privileged and never had to carry anything on their shoulders, much less the world. And I think it's a time that I think America, or Black women in America, are saying it's time to let them experience it. So if we know what it's like to be in despair and to take noodles and Vienna sausage and make a meal to feed our kids and make two things and scratch together to make a meal, we know what it's like. Not everybody knows what it's like. So the suffering, if whatever happens is going to be, will be. And we will be watching and entertaining ourselves as it evolves. The FAFO show.
So I agree with that synopsis. So thank you for that. Thank you for recapping what you said. We do know what suffering feels like, and I think it is important for others that may not have, because to those that have not suffered, everything feels like oppression. You know what I'm saying? When you have a certain privilege, just telling them no feels like you're abusing me. You know what I mean? So I do understand that. So thank you for clearing that up. My thing is, we're in the thick of it and they ain't even started yet. This man is not even in office yet, and the amount of power he exudes, even when somebody else is president, is wild. So we have to keep in mind that even though, yes, those that didn't see it, didn't acknowledge or whatever, they, even though they're the other percentage, if you're under an American flag right now, you're gonna feel what's coming next. When tariffs hit and all of that stuff, we're all gonna feel it. Even what we were talking about earlier with the TikTok ban. The TikTok ban, Trump is getting hailed as the savior for it, even getting applauses from the CEO and TikTok themselves when this man is the reason the thing got banned in the first place. He created the problem. And because our memories can be so short, we forget this. So now we're applauding this man who created a problem, then stepped in to quote unquote fix it, which is wild. So, so currently, where this conversation started is because Snoop is one of those receiving backlash. And Snoop, a couple years ago in 2017, he had called anybody performing for Trump, who he referred to as massa, he called them jigaboo blank blanks, right? Snoop Dogg's evolving stance has sparked conversation. Back then, he famously criticized anyone performing at Trump's inauguration, using terms like jigaboo and Uncle Tom. Now, he himself performs at a Trump inaugural ball. Quite the interesting shift in perspective. My thing is, what was the shift in perspective, considering that nothing Trump did has changed? Since then, since 2017, he's gotten 34 more felonies. He's lied even more, and he's done less. So I don't understand what actually changed as far as perspective. I'm thinking that what changed was the number of zeros. I could be wrong because I don't manage the man bank account. But what do you think on that, Neci?
I think so. In terms of the actual statement, it doesn't sound like it came from Snoop directly, unless it's just I'm missing that piece of the context in terms of saying his evolving stance.
Yeah.
I mean, something had to have happened for you to now be performing, right? So I do agree there was a shift somewhere. But I will say that he performed, and right thereafter, they told him FAFO. Because even Elon made a post about Snoop after his performance about something about how the world has changed, or something slick Elon said about the picture of Snoop performing, right? So I'm like, even though you still perform for them, they still turn around and let you know we still in charge,
boy,
or you still in all of that.
Boy.
So what are you doing?
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. And the thing about it, when you deal with MAGA, right, it don't take you long to feel like karma, you know. Like it'll come around like expeditiously. Because if I remember when Ice Cube was talking about how he reached out to the Democrats and the Democrats didn't listen to him and all of that. So he went and he talked to Trump, and then they photoshopped Ice Cube with a MAGA hat, and then he was mad about that. Like, it don't take long enough for them to show themselves and what it really is. We're using you, boy. But hey, you know, regardless of what your political affiliation is, the thing is the hypocrisy of it. So we're not necessarily attacking your political affiliation. No. It's the hypocritical stance. And who else is in trouble? Rod Wave is also in trouble.
I'm not surprised.
Let me not say trouble. He's receiving backlash. Adrena says, Rod Wave is a depressing ambience for an inauguration. I think it's a
Mhm.
fitting ambience considering what's coming. If you listen to or read any piece of Project 2025, you should be depressed. And Nelly is also in hot water. He's currently on a defense tour right now. He's defending his decision to have performed at Donald Trump's inauguration, saying, "I respect the office." Nelly laid out a whole bunch of word soup, bringing the military into it and all of that, because my father served, my auntie served, this, that, and the third. And that's the reason why he performed. Nelly, come on now, you got a baby on the way. I would have respected it more if you had tell them having a baby with Ashanti is expensive, I need it. I would have respected that then more. But like let's be for real. If you got bills to pay, I could more respect you saying that than trying to make it seem like this is some philosophical change in the way that you think. Because now you're just trying gaslight and lie. Stop that there, man. Having a baby with Ashanti cannot be cheap. There's babies with Ashanti.
Just getting her back wasn't cheap.
Listen. And I know he was happy for all of 65 days until the bills start coming, because to have somebody in a bathing suit for 12 years, that's expensive. And Ashanti been touring in a bathing suit ever since her second album dropped, right? So like it's expensive. I get it. If you had said that I got bills to pay, I don't make no music no more, I ain't doing no shows like that, you know what I'm saying? Like I would have got that. But to bring the military into it, oh, I perform for the military and I don't get this kind of, bro, that's not the issue, man. Stop it. These guys are going to be performing alongside the likes of Jason Aldean, Carrie Underwood, Rascal Flatts. A list of performers that you normally wouldn't hear together unless you're at some sort of old style country fair or overseas at a military base for the 4th of July. Congratulations. But I digress. Let me step back off my soapbox. That's just what it is for me. That's where I am. Again, I'm not attacking a political affiliation. The problem is the hypocrisy. Like, don't try to tell us this is some, I had an aha moment. Don't do that. Listen, bills gotta get paid. In the current economy with inflation and everything, I would have more understand that there, man. But you bringing in
but
the military.
Snoop don't need it.
No.
Snoop don't need it. Nelly, I could get it.
What do you mean? Well, you know what? I think Snoop may be in a position to where we just see Snoop doing anything, and maybe he felt like, what's this? You know what I'm saying? Like, look at everything that I've done. Snoop is on shows with Mark and this, that, and the third. Like, he does whatever he wants. Why was he carrying
Ain't no way the Olympic money done spend. Ain't no way.
Like, ain't no way that Snoop broke. But I mean, a paycheck is a paycheck. And then he was DJing. That's what? Since when? Is that a thing that you do? Snoop the DJ?
This is news to
I
me.
didn't even know that. And that's what you were doing for somebody that you said, massa. And then you perform for them, dog. Like, come on, bro. That's wild. That's very strange. Now, we got a special request from Crucian Girl Neci, a video that she requested, and I had to actually edit the video myself because it had some bad words, so we could keep it radio friendly. We're gonna play this for you, and then we're gonna get into it.
You want me to provide safety for you, but you cannot reciprocate it for me. I deserve to feel safe too. A number of black men internally, their internal world is not safe. And yet you want me to provide you with safety that I don't even know for myself. When I say to you that you've harmed me, you give me this rigmarole, that's not safe. When I tell you I'm tired, you get so wrapped up in your responses that you don't even give me the space to be tired. That's not safe. I say to you that I don't feel connected to you. I say to you that you are not meeting my emotional needs. I say to you that I do not feel the way that you talk to me is uplifting and you continue to do it. That's not safe. But yet you want me to continue to go out in this world and come back and do all of this stuff. You don't want me. You want your idea of. And if I don't fit that idea, you begin to reject. That's not safe.
Woo! Woo! That was heavy, right? That was heavy. I know the term safe spaces may trigger some people in the opposite direction. Like, you know, safe spaces, what are you, sassy, this, that, and the third. Being vulnerable might trigger you because you're used to not associating the word vulnerable or needing safety for a man. Jerica says in the comments that she missed it. She missed the clip. I'm going to play that one more time. Really digest this, because this man, what are young people to say? He eats every time. He ate.
You want me to provide safety for you, but you cannot reciprocate it for me. I deserve to feel safe too. A number of black men internally, their internal world is not safe. And yet you want me to provide you with safety that I don't even know for myself. When I say to you that you've harmed me, you give me this rigmarole. That's not safe. When I tell you I'm tired, you get so wrapped up in your responses that you don't even give me the space to be tired. That's not safe. I say to you that I don't feel connected to you. I say to you that you are not meeting my emotional needs. I say to you that I do not feel the way that you talk to me is uplifting and you continue to do it. That's not safe. But yet you want me to continue to go out in this world and come back and do all of this stuff. You don't want me. You want your idea of. And if I don't fit that idea, you begin to reject. That's not safe.
Now, commenter says that would break my heart to hear, but he is completely right. Now, in case you didn't know, when you hear men say black women do not listen, this is also what they're referring to, you know. That's not necessarily him trying to control you, you know. You don't listen to me. When I say, hey, this affects me in such and such a way, this behavior, you shift the conversation away to, but what about when you, or it shifts the conversation to you. That's also a form of not listening. And there are women out there that have wrapped themselves in this cloak of, I make this amount of money and I don't listen. Not listening is not a good quality. Not listening does not help you. It doesn't help anyone that tries to communicate with you. That's not a good personality trait. You should not be proud of not listening. If someone tells you, hey, duck, you want to be able to listen and react to it. And you shouldn't care about the tone they use. If I say they shooting, I shouldn't have to watch my tone because you could choose when to listen. But Neci, you requested this video. Why did you want to talk about this?
I mean, you know why? I mean, I think he explained himself from a male's point of view extremely well about what men have to provide, but what they lack in return. There's a clear expectation of, like he said, you want me to go out and provide, but when I tell you I need something else in order to maintain what I provide, then that's an issue for you. But there's no sustainability to keeping him on his top of his game to provide. And I wanted to say that because I know as women, a lot of women, not all, they want a man who can provide. And if that's what you want, I absolutely have no problem with that. I always say, what all do you provide? Because if your only answer is financial support, you lost me. Yes, I'm not saying it's not important, but there's a lot of millionaires and billionaires who get divorced. It's not for lack of financial stability, or sustainability, or affordability, or none of it. So why are they getting divorced? And most divorces are from women. So where they living? So it has to be some other things that we desire, that we want in conjunction to being provided for. And we need to start being able to articulate that, be open to hearing it, understanding, receiving, and working towards achieving those goals. Because like they said, behind every great man is a great woman. And somebody's woman ain't all are great. I sorry, some of you ain't great. So I wasn't great all the time either. So I ain't even trying to make it seem like I perfect. I've had to do a lot of reflections and so on and so forth. But I'm just saying too, like I've done it for myself. Have you? Like always the guy is always a problem. You never the problem? How you never the problem? How? It takes a numerator and a denominator to make a fraction. How you never part of the equation? So I just like the video because he articulated himself really well. I like how he presented it. He did it in a very even tone. He was not rude. He used very clear words, very clear descriptors, and I think it was well received. So I like that.
Now, well, we're coming up on a break. Keep it locked right here on 101.3 Row FM to a different day with Jah and
It's Neci.
We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We got a little bit more show to go. Keep it locked. Now, you mentioned, you had mentioned something in reference to women divorcing men majority of the time, right?
Yes.
Now, you see the thing
divorces are I think it was like 70-something%.
A high percentage that
are by women. Yes.
A high percentage. Now there are women, because you can do this with numbers. If you show numbers without context, you can use them to your advantage, right? You can take numbers and you could take the high percentage of women initiating divorce and use that to say that men are the problem. Or you could take it within context. If women are the ones that want marriage the most, we know that. Let's not even try to argue that. If women want marriage the most and they're initiating it the most, right? And then you take that high percentage.
Sorry, that is 69%.
Yeah, almost 70%. If you take that with the amount of women that, so it also is a high percentage of psychologists and psychiatrists that say that women are usually the ones that leave therapy because they don't like what the therapist is saying. If you take those two numbers and you bring them together, is it possible that a lot of those divorces are due to the fact that the woman who is, like Neci said, the common denominator in all of your relationships is you? So if you take those numbers together and you could also use it to say that maybe it's because that woman doesn't like to look at herself. So instead of taking accountability, she goes on to the next partner and gets rid of the marriage partner that tries to hold her accountable. You can say that, right? I'm not saying that's what it is, but the fact that if you go to therapy and women are the ones that leave therapy the most, it suggests they don't like what therapists tell them. Because what a therapist is to do is tell you what's wrong here and you need to do the work. Now, people think that going to therapy is doing the work. It is not. You get a plan of how to start doing the work when you leave the office. They're trying to provide a way to make changes and change your life when you leave. You have shadow work and all this other stuff that you need to do when you leave, because that's when real life hits you. You could be cool and feel like you're healed in the office, but that's not real life, is it? It's a contained environment. But you were going to say something? Go ahead.
No, I said, I was like, listen to you and I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, so we need to keep that in mind. We need to keep that in mind. Adrena says, can you play it again for Fonzo? He just walked in. All right, I'm going to play it one more time.
You want me to provide safety for you, but you cannot reciprocate it for me. I deserve to feel safe too. A number of black men internally, their internal world is not safe. And yet you want me to provide you with safety that I don't even know for myself. When I say to you that you've harmed me, you give me this rigmarole. That's not safe. When I tell you I'm tired, you get so wrapped up in your responses that you don't even give me the space to be tired. That's not safe. I say to you that I don't feel connected to you. I say to you that you are not meeting my emotional needs. I say to you that I do not feel the way that you talk to me is uplifting, and you continue to do it. That's not safe. But yet you want me to continue to go out in this world and come back and do all of this stuff. You don't want me. You want your idea of me. And if I don't fit that idea, you begin to reject. That's not safe.
You see how she was speechless after that man went in, and he wasn't going at her. She just received it, and it was just like, wow. Because what can you say to that, right? Now, if you care to listen to what men say, you'll see that there are women who get men, or they deal with men, and they have trouble getting them to open up. So I know you've seen the posts and the requests for men to open up to women. Talk to your women. Why don't you talk to women? And then if you look through those comments, majority of the comments from men are, if I open up to you, it's going to get used against me. And you see what he's talking about? You can use someone's vulnerability against them. And if that many men are saying the same thing, what's the likelihood that they're telling the truth? It's very high, right? But even in those posts, there will be women that are dismissing what that man or those men are saying. Because listening, it just... Help me out here. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong. Is it possible that when you say things like this, it gets dismissed because it seems like some women, they internalize what you say and they see it like an attack on them instead of the behavior. Like you could be saying, this behavior I have an issue with, but she hears, I hate you. I don't like you. I don't want to be with you. I don't love you no more. When all he's saying is, I would like for you to work on this particular thing. Is that possible?
Yes, it's possible.
So why is that? What's up with it?
You know, I think that society wise, women were raised to do certain behaviors and tasks in order to obtain a spouse for marriage, and that will equal to longevity. And men were taught very young about suppressing emotions, but in absence of suppression, you still need to be able to be present for your household and provide.
Of course.
And even though those things have always been the hierarchy of the process, it has never been sustainable. The reason it's been sustainable back in the day was women did not have the abilities to leave. It was against the law.
We're back
But
on
they
a
filed
different
for divorce.
Jah and
It's
Neci. Now
Neci.
you're in the break. Yo, you're back with the #1 station in the U.S. Virgin Islands, 101.3 Row FM, and this is a different day with Jah and Neci. We were talking about a video that we played, which we'll play again for you. Neci was going off. We were going in. I'm sorry if you missed it, but y'all need to tap in with us on Row FM Plus. But we're going to play it one more time, and hopefully Neci doesn't lose her train of thought, because we're going to run it back. All right, one more time. Let's play this.
You want me to provide safety for you, but you cannot reciprocate it for me. I deserve to feel safe too. A number of black men internally, their internal world is not safe. And yet you want me to provide you with safety that I don't even know for myself. When I say to you that you've harmed me, you give me this rigmarole. That's not safe. When I tell you I'm tired, you get so wrapped up in your responses that you don't even give me the space to be tired. That's not safe. I say to you that I don't feel connected to you. I say to you that you are not meeting my emotional needs. I say to you that I do not feel the way that you talk to me is uplifting, and you continue to do it. That's not safe. But yet you want me to continue to go out in this world and come back and do all of this stuff. You don't want me. You want your idea of me. And if I don't fit that idea, you begin to reject. That's not safe.
You don't want me. You want the idea of me. Ooh! Adrena asks, was there more to the video? How did she receive and apply it? Application is very important. How do you care for this man in your life? And how do you come together as not a you and I, but as an us? In the video, it basically, all she did was say thank you, shook his hand, and it ended there. That's all that it was. So you see her, after that, she says thank you. He says thank you. They shake hands, and that was it. Like, she clearly received it. It clearly hit her. How it applied to her, we don't know, because that's outside that environment, right?
So I just wanted to say for the clip, there's another piece, but she doesn't talk about, and she doesn't respond to what he says, because they're having an open dialogue and their podcast. It's not like he's saying it specifically to her. They were just discussing like what women need and what men need and so forth. And he was just explaining like he should ask him to elaborate when you say what men needed, and so that's what he elaborated on. So that's why she allowed the information. What I like is that she didn't respond, because it allowed the information that he said to be heard, and it gave you a minute to digest what is said. Typically, we know we would have already heard a rebuttal from a female in terms of, oh, but we'd have hit a oh, but. And I appreciated that she didn't interject or to dismiss his commentary with a oh, but, and made it back about women. Because she could have done that as well. But she let what he said be received, be digested, and she shaked his hand and said thank you. And she really just said thank you for being vulnerable to give us that feedback. So we have it. And she allowed it to sit there, and they continue with other questions and conversations. So that's what happened afterwards.
And to be clear, he's not just another podcaster talking. He's actually a licensed counselor. So it's not just him.
Yes.
And she asked a question: how do you come together as not a you and I, but as an us? I think that's a quality question.
I think, one of the things that I know that happens a lot, and I've done it, and I'm guilty of doing it, is not allowing my emotions to take over or supersede the importance of what we're trying to discuss. As women, we tend to be like, oh, it's making me upset, or I'm crying, I'm angry. What about how I feel? I'm not saying that how I feel isn't important, not saying how I feel doesn't matter, but what is at stake here is solving the problem. And sometimes we have to allow ourselves to feel a certain way in order to get to the solution of a problem. That's just like in therapy. In therapy, you have to work through the problem to get to solutions. You can't circumvent the problem because you feel a way and think there's gonna be a solution. The problem is going to be reoccurring because we're never getting past this stage. So I think it's important to, one, give each other a time to say what you need to say without making it about you. I think that's, super important. Two, it shouldn't just be only feeling based. It should be fact based. Give great examples, realistic examples of, yes, I feel this way, but here is why, or here's when that happened. Here's what you did, and here's how you dismiss it. And two and three, people don't change tomorrow because you told them yesterday that you didn't like something. That's just not how humans respond to behavioral change. Behavioral change takes time and it takes consistency. You have to give people an opportunity to be consistent, to show them if they're genuine in their effort to change or not. All of we want to be a size 8 again, like we was in elementary school. Most of us ain't gonna never get back there. Why? Because we're inconsistently in the gym. Or we're inconsistently exercising, we're not consistently dieting. Or it's Christmas festival, so I gotta have a chicken and cake in the village. I gotta have my pate. I gotta have, so we lost. So consistency is important. Give yourself grace. Give me grace and give your partner grace. And if your partner is saying to you like you're not hearing me, stop saying why you don't think I hear you. Because if you're repeating it, you're not. So you know what, babe? Today I carved down an hour or half an hour. And I really want to understand what you want me to hear. So please tell me what you want to hear and make notes if you need to. So you can write down what he's saying or she's saying to understand what it is that we're trying to uncover and discover together to strengthen us. Because if us is the goal, We have to be able to show you my weakness and also depend on my strength for all the areas we have to focus on to make us thrive.
Awesome. Awesome. To expound on what Neci was saying, I think is a couple of things. First and foremost, because if you notice, men say this more than anything. Listening is very, very important. Listening is super important. And like Neci stated, oftentimes that like a woman will try to interject mid-sentence. You cannot truly be listening to me if you're trying to talk while I'm talking. That honestly, it's disrespectful. First, for me to interrupt you, like that's a big trigger for me one time, and I don't even use that word for you. Like, if you're cutting me off, you are already sending me down a wrong path, and this conversation is going wrong. Just listen. You talk, I listen. I talk, you listen, and then oftentimes you talk to any man. Ask them if this has ever happened. He says, "Hey, babe, I have an issue with this." Your response is, so what are you saying? I did, and what you say is nothing like what he said, because you're not listening, or you're waiting to reply. You're already thinking of a reply while he's saying what he got to say. So you're zoning out already. You're not even there for you. You're not present. Just be present, listen, digest, then you could go. And like Neci said, try to take the feelings out of it. I think we need to learn how to relate to each other more. I'm going to speak in a generalization. Obviously, not every man, every woman is the same. But overall, men are logic-based. That's how we operate. Women are more emotionally driven. That's how we operated. That's how we were created. And there's a reason for it. So men need to be more open to thinking and understanding a woman's emotional state, where it comes from and what's behind it. Women should try to be more understanding of the fact that this man is just thinking with his head and he ain't worried about my feet. So let me just say what I need to say in this format. Maybe he'll digest it better. And if we interact in that way, where we're thinking about how that person listens to us, how they communicate and stuff, it will be received easier, because you're considering the receiver, you as the sender. If you are talking to someone that speaks Spanish, you know Spanish, you're going to decide to talk to them in English and then get upset if they don't understand what you're saying? No, you're going to have to switch to Spanish. So think about that when you're communicating for real, for real. And as far as how do you and your partner come together as a you and an I and not just us, most of us are either working or we have worked as a part of a team. When you do something, it's goals and it's goal oriented, and you want to accomplish things, and you have to work together to get those goals. If you and your spouse, your partner, or whatever, are on the same page, you're going to work to achieve the goal, which is a long-lasting, healthy relationship. So this argument over why he didn't wash the dishes, when you think about the goal for real, that argument about who's right and who's wrong, it isn't worth giving up the long-term goal. The objective is still the long-lasting, healthy relationship. So focus on the goal, and then the teamwork comes with it. If you could work on a team, you should be able to work on your relationship as a team, because a relationship is a partnership at its base. Woo! Man, go, man. Woo! Man, why people here? Anyway, more people need to tune in, because my God, we spitting today. Woo! Today. Adrena says, I'm trying to convince this man to be a free man as the king he is. This man's still trying to provide for me. You swear it's a competition and who can take care of who better. It would break my heart to hear that. I would feel like I failed. I don't think there's anything better than a relationship where you're trying to outplease each other. I can't think of anything better than that. And we need to also get away from the provision thing when it's only related to finances. We need to get away from that. We need to learn that you can also provide emotional security. You can provide attention, love, care. All these other things is a means of providing as well. We need to unlearn the fact that providing is paying bills and putting a roof over your head. Although, yes, I think that overall men are programmed to do that, and we feel out of sorts. That's why a man will act very mean and change when he isn't bringing in money for real. That's a part of us. I don't care what nobody said. We were made to do that overall as men. I could disagree all you want, but watch when your man get broke. Watch what happened. He changes, and there's a reason. That's why mostly a woman could be broke and live with her mom and she be cool, because she's meant to be provided for. But let me see any other points. Go ahead.
I mean, I just think that if men always took the higher stance of trying of not advocating, but creating a structure to ensure that they're on top.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily agree that's what you were made for. I just think that that's what's embedded in us for you to do. And so while I'm not saying that it's something wrong now, I don't think it's as wrong now as it was before, when that's all you had to do, versus what all women had to do. Now there's more equal yokeness in the balance of relationships. Again, to me, relationships lasted long then because you really divorce was taboo. You couldn't divorce your wife, and women had no rights to divorce your spouses. So yes, the longevity of the marriage was there, but was it thriving? Was it healthy? Was it? Most of the time we probably get the answer no. But nevertheless, like you said, it can't be just provider driven, because you're going to continue to run into the same roadblock that most women run into. Because for me, I don't need you to tell me you love me. I need you to tell me like your fears. Like what would you don't hear people talking like love is an emotional thing. If you only know to say I love you and you can't tell me the other emotional needs that you have, you don't really know what love is. You just know that you should love me because of what's happening, but you can't refrain all your other emotional feelings and only be able to emote one. That's a type of control and manipulation I don't want people to experience. But again, it's how it's. I don't want to, and I'm not blaming men. It's it's the structures, how we were raised, and all of those things factor into that.
No, yeah, of course, the patriarchy is always afoot, so we can't disregard that. But if you disagree wholeheartedly, which I'm not disagreeing with what you said, if you are listening and you disagree wholeheartedly that men were supposed to provide, think about it society-based, right? A stay-at-home mom and a stay-at-home dad. One of these people will be frowned upon. Which one is it? You get what I'm saying? So, hey.
But we know why. We know why.
The patriarchy is always afoot, but that doesn't mean that we were not meant to. Because even if you go to a Bible thumper, you know who was created first and what he was meant to do, right? So wherever you want to go, but yes, society always plays a factor. Now, before we close out, I would be remiss. This was a great episode. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Again, we were really spitting this time. So pat ourselves on the back. But I would be remiss to overlook our difference makers of the week. Because our couple, man, VI Born Red, big up St. Croix, Safarali and Stuff, West Side people, our difference makers of the week, if I could find them, are Mr. and Mrs. Cambran, Lenroy and Janira Cambran. Big up by yourself, man. Amazing couple, beautiful family, and the whole family is difference makers for real. So together, because Lenroy is a racer, been a racer from how long? He was a part of the VI Junior Dragster program when he was a child. He wanted to bring that back, so he got with the local CDRA, the Drag Racing Association, and he brought back the Virgin Islands Junior Dragster program, right? If if you're tapped in with us, you could see right now a picture on the screen of the VI Junior Dragsters live and direct. Beautiful young children and family members all came together so they could learn how to race, and they go all over to Puerto Rico, Florida, Long Island, and all these other places, and they collect money home. Basically, the parents, the community, we all come together to sponsor them. They have their own vehicles and stuff like that. They've won a couple races, doing beautiful things in the community, all as a family and as a community. Naira, this is Naira in the picture, showing how deep ingrained she is in the community. She herself is excelling in the medical field. They don't even live on island enough. So every time they come home to do these community events, they fly in on their own dime. She also formed the GIFTS program, guiding individuals for tomorrow's success. They did that in league with other VI women who they use as mentors for young teenage girls on the UVI campus. Hopefully, we'll be seeing the second one of this pretty soon. The GIFTS program. Keep that in mind. Be on the lookout for it. And like I said, the whole family is involved. Look, father and son on your screen right now. And they each have their own car. They all help each other and they come together. And if I'm not mistaken, they also were named the parade road marshals, the VI Junior Dragster program. Keep that in mind. Look out for this family, man. They're big in the community. They're homegrown, and we love them. But that's it for us, man. You got anything to say? Any final words?
No, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate and love every one of you. And there's only one place to be, 1013 Row FM.
So, support the people that support you. Same Difference has an episode with Team Factornize. That's Jassy Clark, Kevin, and the whole gang will be on with us Tuesday at 8 p.m. VI time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So lock in for that. Hey, we out, man. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Stay tuned next Sunday for a brand new episode. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share, like, subscribe. All right? We out. Peace. Whew. All right. What she said? Let this man feel safe. What you say?